Hi, I'm Victoria McLean and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be showing you how I am making my lovely little pin card. So obviously I've got my own pin, which is my own design that you can see on my t-shirt, and then inside the card then is the pin badge and a little personal message from me. So I'm going to show you how I have done those today. Very, very, very simple, but as you can see there is a lot of little bits involved. I don't know if you can see obviously on there I've got lots of cards, glue, metal rulers, I've got obviously my bag of pin badges, which is amazing, and loads of little wax seals as well that you can see there. So absolutely loving making this, and the boys have actually been helping me make these wax seals as well, so they have thoroughly enjoyed it. So we're going to get started. So if you would like to see how these are made, then keep on watching. If you would like me to bring Hogwarts to you, then why not subscribe to my channel? Let's get started. So first of all, we're going to start with the cards. Now these have already been cut out, as you can see here. We have the card here which has been scored. So I have actually forgotten, typical innit, I've actually forgotten a few bits, so I'm going to go and grab them now, just like magic. Ta-da! I need a chopping board unless I want to cut into my my table, which I don't want to do. So what I'm going to do is, oh god, I forgot the card. These DIY videos are not easy, I tell you now. Just like magic. Ta-da! I'm so enthusiastic. Okay, so this is normal A4 parchment card. You can get this on eBay. If I remember, I will try and put all the links down to all of this down below for you so you don't miss out if you want to try and create this yourself. So what I need to do is I need to cut this into quarters, but I need to do it accurately. So it's obviously, they are all roughly the same size. So what I'm gonna do is, when I can pick up this ruler with my massive nails, is I need to score. Problem is this ruler ain't very big. Done my hair and it's like molting. I tell you something, my roots, look at that. This lockdown is just destroying my hair. Right, so what I want to do, my maths is terrible, so you're gonna have to bear with me on this. So that is halfway there. Now it doesn't have to be perfect, it's just when you do it all at the same time, it does look really lovely. So obviously you want it to be as accurate as you can. And this is why obviously I am charging so much for my postage, because as you can see everything is done by hand. I personally think the hand, you know, doing it personally like this is far more, do you know what, the weather outside, right, is cooled right down, however the house is still boiling. Right, there is actually a way I can do this without causing myself any problems. There we are, perfect. So what I want to do is I want to create these backing cards, and I have done quite a few already, but I'm still obviously making them. I want to create backing cards so it's more personal to you guys, that I've taken the effort to do this individually, to make these items for you, just to have that kind of personal touch. That candle's finished. To have that personal touch. So that candle doesn't like me, does it? Right, so the best way to do this is to get it so, because that's why I like using a right angle ruler, because you can do the lines really easily. So that is, I haven't done this part for about a month because I cut all those out already. So that is that. So even though that does not look accurate, no, that doesn't look accurate. I'm going to go above that slowly because I'm actually a really good judge of distance, and it doesn't look right in my eyes. So I'm going to go above it. Oh my god, look at that, that is perfect. And yeah, I needed to go above it by that much. I don't know if you can see that there, but I'm well chuffed with that. I forgot my rubber. Right, so what I want to do then is I want to cut across that way, and I'm going to cut across this way, so I get the perfect rectangle shape, and that will be my backing card. So there's one. Bearing in mind now I am really bad at maths, So please don't judge me if it took me so long to find the centre of these pieces of card, but they are not far off the same size. So I'm now gonna rub that off or not? No, I'm not. Right, okay, so what I then do is I get my card. The rough part is the outside. So that, because there's two sides, there's a soft part and there's a rough part on these pieces of parchment. So this is going to be the inside where the pin is going to go. So what I'll do is I get my pin that I've already done and I mark roughly where it is on the card. I get them so they are about right. I noticed that you guys are asking me to do the Dumbledore's office, Dumbledore's memory vial cabinet. And if you haven't seen that, here's a picture of it. I made that. I got sent a message from on Instagram of this item. It's just an ordinary garden lamp, and this gentleman, bless him, said this, I think it's Ronan his name was, said this would, if you can create it, this would make a brilliant memory vial cabinet. And I was like, you're on, I'm doing it, that's it, I'm done. And I ordered it from Wish. It arrived literally as soon as it arrived, I started taking it apart. And you guys are starting to whinge at me because I didn't do a DIY video for it. The reason being is because the item, I didn't really know what I was doing at the time. All I knew is that this was roughly what I wanted to do, this is how I wanted to do it, and I didn't know how to do it. So if I had tried to do a video at the same time, I would have got myself into a right tiz-was. So what I'm thinking of doing, I know you guys are going to get excited about this, is ordering another one and doing a video. Because I actually like the idea of having maybe one or two and actually ordering more vials, because the vials are from Geek Gear. Don't know why I've put that over there. And then there's two vials in there that aren't from Geek Gear, they were from a notebook. So what I've done is I've drawn those lines down. I'm going to score the cardboard so it's easier to bend. You can use the blunt end of a knife for this. I'm not very good at these DIY videos because you guys can't see it properly. I need to get a new mount for my camera, just one that I can place on my table. And then what I do is I fold the card like this, both sides, and then you have a little envelope like that. Okay, so what I'm then going to do, because I've done the shape, I'm going to rub out all the pencil marks. So when you guys get your pins, which are going on sale on Saturday, this Saturday come in, Severus Saturdays, it's quite fitting, isn't it, because of the word always, then you will see there probably is going to be some pencil lines that I haven't been able to rub out in the card. So just remember that it's all handmade and every single one of these is going to be unique. Now that is the first one. Oh, got a bit of wax there, it's probably left over from here. So that is the first one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you now how I create the wax seal for the top of this. So easy to do. It's just fiddly. Now this wax, again, I'll put the link down below. These are only thin sticks of wax. You can obviously get normal wax that comes with these Hogwarts writing sets and so on. But these I've actually found are really good because what I do is I only cut a tiny amount off, which does tend to go everywhere. Oh no, it didn't, cool. And then I have this little melting, smelting thing. You pop the wax inside there. And what I've done is I've used more of the card, as you can see, and I'm doing multiple wax seals, and then I'm going to cut them out. So what I do is, and it does take a while, is I hold this over the candle, the real flame, because what I found is if you use those wax sticks and you hold them directly over the flame, they're great, but you get lots of black carbon inside the wax, so it's not like a pure colour. You'll notice some of the ones that you receive, for those of you who buy them, the ones that I started doing will have that carbon look in them. There's nothing wrong with it, but I wanted it to look more pure for the rest of mine. So I'm enjoying using this little kind of smelting cup. This is so much fun though. I'm loving doing this. I'm really enjoying my whole DIY, but it is really, really fiddly. That's the problem. Now on Saturday, while this is deciding to melt, because it does take a little while, once the smelting cup heats up properly, it melts as soon as you put the wax in. You have to hold it for a few seconds, but it does melt really quickly. It's because I haven't used it since yesterday. But with the pin badges that are going on sale tomorrow that obviously look like this. They are amazing. When they turned up, I couldn't believe it. I've actually been talking to the company again this morning about my next series of pins. So you'll be excited to know that I won't be stopping here. And they'll all be my own design, and they will be inspired by things I love regarding magic. I've got to be careful what I say, but regarding my love, obviously, of what I do love. But on Saturday at 6:30 p.m. GMT time on Harry Potter UK's Facebook page, which is my page, I will have a link, which is, and you can buy the pin through the page itself. So what you'd have to do is when you go to the listing, you then let us know. You have to pay through PayPal. If you don't have PayPal, if you really don't have PayPal, then I am happy to accept bank transfers. But I need to obviously talk to you lot first. There are only, or now, there's 92 pins left, because obviously my VIP's got first dibs. But of course I've had one, Janice has got one, Monica's got one. I'm not missing out on my own pin. But then there's still going to be plenty of pins left for you guys. There's going to be well over 80 pins available on Saturday. So you will be able to order one, no problem. So what you do is, now that the wax has melted inside the smelting cup, you pour it, oh, leave it a few minutes I think. Because I found as it got too hot, it went too flat. So I didn't like that. I prefer it when they're bumpy like that. So what I do is I pour it onto the cardboard that's nice and flat into a little circle, like so. And then you get your stamp, doesn't matter which round, because you're gonna cut it, and you put it directly over the top, and you push down, and that is it. That's all you have to do with that. Leave it about 30 seconds before you try pulling it off, though otherwise it's the wax does stay attached to the stamp a little bit. And there you have it, a perfect stamp. So what I'm going to show you now is how I do the gold. Now you can use a Sharpie for the gold that's over this wax seal, and that's fine. But I found the wax seals didn't like the Sharpie, and the Sharpie actually dried up really quick and just wouldn't go over the wax very well. So what I have done instead is I've created my own little mixture of paint. So I'm using acrylic. A little bit of acrylic, you don't need much. There's not that much left in these bottles, unfortunately. Oh, there's a bit too much paint there, but it doesn't matter. And I've used a real lovely bright gold, and then a dark, this is like, this is spun gold, so this is more of an accurate gold. And I mix the two together, not much, a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. And I use a small bit of PVA glue. Again, widely available. A small amount of PVA glue, and this is just to make the glue stick better, the paint stick better. So there's a tiny bit of PVA glue going in that paint, like that. And I get my brush and I mix it together. So if you can see, mixing it together there. I love mixing PVA glue with paint. It just makes the paint stay so well. I didn't do it for part of my shelves. I completely forgot because I hadn't done it for so long, and I actually didn't do it on part of my shelves, and the paint's starting to flake off, so I need to go over parts of it. Now what I do then is I take one of the wax seals that hasn't, I'm trying to find somewhere to put this safe, oh there we are, that obviously hasn't just been painted because you need it to cool. I'm taking the paintbrush and I'm painting over part of the wax seal, the bit that actually stands out. Because this really makes the wax seal stand out, and it's really, really, really pretty. So I've only got a small brush for this, and I'm going over because this is a personal wax seal for me. So it's VM with a quill and some hearts. I wish I'd have put stars, not stars, yeah, stars. I just didn't think at the time. I was so excited to get a wax seal with a quill and my initials on, I totally forgot about the stars. Now I know this video is coming to you late, it's just yesterday was so crazy with the badges turning up. And then I did a live on my Harry Potter UK page because I hadn't spoken to them in ages, and a lot of people were really, really worried that the badges had sold out because obviously they were marked as sold out, and they weren't. They just hadn't been put on sale yet. But I want to also mention that my Patreons, obviously you know about Patreon. I've mentioned it quite a few times in my videos. Now, it's not obviously for everybody, but for people who want that personal touch and who want to sponsor me to continue bringing Hogwarts to you, then I would highly recommend joining Patreon. There are 4 different tiers, so you can choose which one you wish to join, and then that's it. Then you will see, as part of the Patreon, you will see your name at the end of this video, or towards the end of this video, in the credits. So at the moment I have 22 Patreons. I'm very, very, very proud, but the amazing thing about Patreon is they actually get to buy the badge tomorrow. So I'm I'm being very generous and allowing my Patreons, because the VIP patrons already had their badges, as a thank you. They've been allowed to buy a badge yesterday, so they've already been posted off. And then my my normal patrons, then my special patrons of the lower tiers get to order their badges tomorrow, so they guarantee they get a badge. So if that's something that you would really like, because you get obviously the perks of being able to order these things early, then join Patreon. It's well worth it, and you're helping me keep this channel going. So it's brilliant. There's a lot of YouTubers turning to Patreon now to help fund their channel, so it's really, really lovely. It's going to help me loads, and of course Patreon, along with these badges, is going to help me with my 8-part documentary that I'm planning on filming once lockdown is lifted. Can't wait. I've already started. I was at a location just before lockdown, so I was really pleased. Right, so once this is dry, these are going to take a little while to dry because of the glue. But once these are dry, I cut them out as close to the card as possible, and then you have, it's like Blue Peter, isn't it? Here's one I made earlier. And then you have these beautiful little wax seals right here. So what I do is I have Velcro. This was Janice's idea, which is genius. Rather than people having the wax seal directly onto the card and then ripping the card, which is, it's a shame, because obviously I've worked hard to do this, to put the Velcro in the card itself. So I got these, again, I'll put the link down below. I got these, I think, on eBay. And I put, there's 2 sides obviously, so I put a tiny piece at the top here, the rough piece I put at the top, and then the soft part then goes directly on top of the piece I've just used, so you can see it there. So I put the piece on top together, and then I stick them down like that, and I hold it in place, because I found that when I don't hold it in place, it comes undone. But if you're desperate and you wanted to definitely get it to stay in place, I put something heavy on top like that, and it will definitely stay in place. I can't wait for you guys to start getting these pins. I absolutely love them. They are so gorgeous. Cause I wasn't sure, because I'd had this design for about, since I was doing childcare, I had this design. It looked slightly different to this, but I had this design, and a lady who I was in college with drew it out. I did it all for her, and then she drew it out properly. And so thank you very much. She did put a golden snitch in there, but I said don't put the golden snitch in there, because obviously I can't have a golden snitch. I said, what about a quill or a wand? So she put the wand in for me. The only thing I don't like is that the one of the books is orange. It should be yellow, but then you've got yellow at the top, so I don't think it would look right with yellow. So the orange, I think, you know, so apologise to the Hufflepuffs. It wasn't done on purpose. But yeah, I think it's just, I received it yesterday, and I received it in a bag. It was a bag just outside of this. And I looked at it and I thought, oh my God, they're going to be horrible, aren't they? Because I'd never heard of this company before. Janice found them. I'd never heard of them before, and I'd never come across them before when I was looking for pin companies. But they were so good to me. The company wouldn't, there was nothing they wouldn't do. They really were attentive and incredible. And to be honest, I don't know how they put up with me, honestly. And I got discount as well. I asked for discount, they gave me discount. But it was absolutely brilliant. They were still expensive. I'm not going to tell you how much, but they were expensive. But when they arrived yesterday, I pulled them out, and all I saw was a sea of colour. And it was just like, oh my God, they're amazing. And I pulled it out, and I just was staring at it like this in my fingers. And I just kept looking at it thinking, oh my God, I absolutely love it. And I've now said to the company, look, I don't have a way of doing things digitally. I don't know how to do it digitally. I said, if I drew something digitally, would you be able to put it on paper for me? If I drew something on paper, sorry, would you be able to draw it digitally into like a pin design? They were like, absolutely no problem at all, we can do that for you. Come to us with anything. So they are now my pin company. I absolutely love them. So I'm very excited. I have some ideas for my next pin, which I think is just amazing. And Adam's given me the name of it, so we're calling it something different, but you'll still know what it is. So I'm very excited about that. This isn't going to be like a profession, okay? This is literally because I am enjoying making my own merchandise, but I don't want it to be like a shop of loads of things. Do you know what I mean? I'm enjoying doing this as like a little game sort of thing, like I'm playing. So I'm going to show you now how to put, oh, let's use that one, how I put the wax seal on. So what I do is I'm using UHU power glue. Now this glue is amazing because it's good for everything. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a tiny little spot on the card, not much at all, because obviously the Velcro is already stuck in place, and I am sticking the wax seal on the glue. So you don't want it to go all the way up, you just want, you have a little bit that's coming down here, so it looks like it's almost stuck on the cardboard, on the card. It does take a while to dry, so while I was letting them dry, I was doing others. So I'm going to do another one now, and I'll leave that dry. And once it's done, I will show you then how I put the pin on and me writing out the message. And that will be the next pin that someone gets. So you might be getting, in fact, I might actually do a little note in that one, the one that I show you finally finished on this, to show that that is the one that you guys have had. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? And if you get it, let me know. Because I won't know. I remember the number, but I won't know who's having what. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to score this one straight away. I was doing that yesterday, so hopefully it'll work again. Have any of you gone to McDonald's yet since it's opened? Ours opened yesterday. My friend who's expecting a baby, Gemma, bless her, she was straight there. I think the craving got too much for her. I can't wait to get a McDonald's, I gotta be honest. They won't have things like Big Tasty and stuff. They're literally doing like basic menu, which is fine. I understand it's getting the crowds moving quicker, but still I want a Big Tasty. I love Big Tasties. They are so tasty. Right, so I'm putting this little Velcro on. I'm not doing very well with this one. It doesn't want to work. It's all coming undone. How dare it. Right, leave it alone. Now the thing is, if you used a glue gun, chances are your stuff would be stuck really quick. But I don't know how brilliant a glue gun glue would be for this sort of thing, because you've got to rip it open, and chances are you might end up ripping the wax seal off. So it's taking a while to do. So I'm just going to potch on my phone for 5 minutes. Oh yes, playing Wizards Unite, and I've just found a blooming flower that I've been after for ages. I could make it. Oh, a mushroom! Yay! I haven't been able to make anything for ages. What's that? Oh, it's a red bean. I don't need any red beans. Yay! Does anybody else play Wizards Unite? I love it. I'm such a geek when it comes to it. Oh my goodness, I can brew some really good potions. Why can't I brew the mushrooms? Oh, I need Dragon Claw. That sucks. I don't like paying for anything. I don't like using my coins unless I really have to. Mostly for expansion packs. Because I don't buy anything on this game. I refuse to buy anything on this game. I think it's silly if people spend money on games like this, when if you play them right, then you don't have to buy anything. Even the boys aren't allowed to play anything on they're not allowed to buy anything on their games unless it's something that, I don't know, like something they have to have or something, and then mummy's nice and she lets them have it. Right, can I do this now without it coming undone? Right, okay, yay! Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to write a message in here for the person who gets it. I'm not going to say what it is. Not allowed to see it. There we are. I have written the message to the person who receives this pin. Now what I'm going to do, you will know which one it is if you get it. I'm going to take this pin out of here and give it a magic kiss. And I'm going to pop it I'm going to pop it in the card so I get it as central as possible, and then very carefully pierce the card. Then I put these back on, and I give it a little bit of a smooth to get my fingerprints off it. There we have. Oh, hang on, I got to write which one this is. Hang on. Not allowed to see which one it is because obviously I number all of them. There we are. And there you have it. That's the one I have made on my channel. So I hope you have enjoyed seeing me make this. I love them. So whoever gets this, you're very special. Everybody who buys my pins is very special, but this one is extra special with extra magic and kisses. So I hope you really, really like it. So thank you ever so much for watching. Would like me to bring Hogwarts to you, then why not subscribe to my channel? If you like this video, then make sure you hit the like button, and so you don't miss any more of my videos, hit the notification bell as well. Until next time, take care. I love you all. I'll speak to you very soon. Bye bye. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Press the like button, the notification bell, so you don't miss any more of my videos. Until next time, take care. I love you all. I'll speak to you very soon.